Hey, how's everybody doing today? So I have something pretty funny to share with you all. I've been laughing about this, and hopefully you guys will too. Um, so this situation that I've been going through with this car. I don't know if you've seen the last few postings that I put up here. Been trying to get my classic car running and driving, and was working on it myself for a while there, and figured I would send it to a shop and have a mechanic do the work. I could do it a little bit faster and make sure it's right the first time and that sort of thing. That's the idea, anyways, right? Um, spend a little bit extra money, but make sure it's done right the first time. That's the idea. Well, what ended up happening is something quite different. And let me put it this way. So when someone says that they're the best in town, that they do the best work in town, no one else does work as good as I do, and all this horse shit. I mean, first of all, that should be a red flag immediately right off the bat that these people are full of themselves, and typically that means that they don't know what they're talking about, or they're just overselling themselves, and there's going to be an under delivery. That's typically always what happens. Like when I go to work for a company and they tell me they take care of their employees, that's the first sign that they hate their employees and they're not going to, excuse me, take care of their employees. When I hear that, it's the companies that don't say anything. They just tell me what to do and send me on about my way and tell me if I need anything, let them know. Those are the companies that actually take care of their employees. It's the ones that that boast about it. Oh, we're the best in the industry. We take care of our employees. We're the best in town. We're the best mechanic. We're the best. We do the best work. All this horseshit. So that should be the first red flag. Um, but here's the thing. I'm willing to entertain that idea when I hear that. Oh, I'm the best in town. I'm willing to entertain it to give people an opportunity to prove themselves to me. So when I hear, "Oh, I'm the best mechanic in town," okay, put your work where your mouth is. Let's see what you got. Here's my money. What are you gonna give me in return? Are you gonna give me the best? When the best isn't given in return from these people that claim to be the best, it means they're a fraud. It means they're a liar and a thief and a con artist. They're full of shit. And saying that you're the best at something and not being able to deliver on that promise or guarantee or however you want to consider it, that's kind of like saying that. Uh, well, it's kind of like saying that you're the least stinky piece of shit in the toilet bowl. I mean, think about that for a second. In their feeble little minds, they think that they're the best in town. But in reality, they're like the least stinky piece of shit in the toilet bowl. So I mean, I guess ignorance is bliss. I hear that a lot. I don't really think so because I usually find in times when I'm ignorant of things that it causes me more frustration because I prefer to know. That's my character. That's who I am. But no, I mean I can't help but laugh when I have and from here on out, I'll probably remember this for the rest of my life. Every time I hear somebody tell me, "Oh, I'm the best in town," I'm gonna think of this fucking jerk off, and I'm gonna remember that he told me he was the best in town too, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh, well, yeah, I've heard that before." Unfortunately, the people usually can't deliver on their promises. And so I wanted to share that with you because I think it's funny. I think it's absolutely hilarious that people think they're the best in town, and all they are is the least stinky, if that's even possible to determine which one would be the least stinky piece of shit in the toilet bowl. So what I do, it forces my hand because when I realize that I'm dealing with a piece of shit in a toilet bowl, or multiple pieces of shit in a toilet bowl, um, Yeah, I don't play with shit, so I flush it. So, once I realize that these people are full of themselves, they are liars. Once I determine that they're a piece of shit, I flush the toilet because I don't have the patience to deal with these kind of idiots. And I don't, I can't tell if these people are just they're that convinced, or they've convinced themselves that much that they truly think that they're that good, or if they just don't have any conscience whatsoever and don't have a problem lying to people or themselves. But the proof is in the pudding and the eating of it too. So, like I said, I give people the opportunity to prove themselves to me. They tell me they can do this. They tell me they can do that. Okay, show me. I'll even pay you to show me if you can actually perform the work or not. See, I put my money where my mouth is because I'm not a coward. I don't go around telling people, "Oh yeah, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that," and then not be able to do it. No, I know what I'm capable of, and that's that. But at least, at least I'm not a piece of shit in a toilet bowl. Nope, I'm not the piece of shit in the toilet bowl. I'm the guy that's standing looking down at the toilet bowl with my finger on the flush lever, getting ready to flush these pieces of shit down the toilet. Because that's what they need. That's what pieces of shit deserve, is to be flushed. That's probably the problem with the country today, is there's too many pieces of shit running around that should have been flushed. I don't know. Read it. Don't read too far into that. I'm just trying to make a joke. But yeah, the best in town is the least stinkiest piece of shit. So next time you go to hire someone, or deal with someone in general, doing business with someone, and they tell you that they're the best in town, I want you to remember that when you hear that you're being told that they're the least stinky piece of shit until they prove themselves, until they can prove that they're not liars. If you ever hear that, I want you to think about it, and I want you to laugh, and I want you to tell these people to prove it, like I did. Because, wow. Talk about a colossal failure. 8 weeks, you can't even get an engine running, and not to mention that, you can't even order a piece of glass. Wow. I mean, you can't get much worse. I mean, other than just a flat out liar. I mean, at least he put on a semblance that he was doing some work. He made it look like he was doing something. I just find it interesting that over a course of about 5 or 6 weeks, that every time I went out to see the car was always in the same condition. There was never any extra parts taken off. There was never any more parts put on than that roughly first week or so that the car was out there. So for all I know, the idiot fucking worked on the car for a week and then let it sit there for 7 weeks and charged me $1,500, and used the excuse that the machinist sold me the wrong part, so that's why he couldn't do the work, even though the machinist replaced the parts and admitted that that's probably not what the problem was. So yeah, it's pretty clear that the mechanic is the turd in the punch bowl. He's the turd in the toilet, and I think I made a proper decision to flush him, and move on, cut my ties. Money's money. I'm not gonna sit here and argue about it, with him. try to get any of my money back. It's not worth it. It's not worth dealing with idiots. It's not worth the hassle and the headache of trying to deal with this idiot. Now, I do have other options, because he's in breach of contract, breach of agreement, because we had a verbal contract, a verbal agreement for him to finish the work. And I mean, I would be an idiot to let him continue to work on the car because he couldn't complete anything in 8 weeks. So, I mean, who's to say if I actually let him still work on the car, who's to say that it wouldn't take him 4 months to figure it out, or 6 months, or 2 years, costing me multiple thousands of dollars because he doesn't know what he's doing. Or he wants to waste my time or rip me off. I mean, I don't know. There's lots of possibilities. Could be a combination of a few. No matter what, though, I just find it very interesting. And like I said, when it comes time, I flush the toilet.